Hello and welcome to this talk about the full moon, which is going to occur on the 2nd of April at 2 a.m. in 12 minutes. Universal time, of course. So according to your location, it could still be the 1st of April, actually, in the afternoon or in the evening. So this is the chart that you can see on your screen. The moon is here in Libra at 12 degrees and 21 minutes in the sign. And of course, it's right across the sun, which is standing at 12 degrees and 21 minutes in Aries. So there is this opposition between the sun and the moon. Of course, that's what makes the full moon. But there is a square here, which is a discordance with Jupiter. And as you can see, the moon is also opposite Saturn. So Saturn and Jupiter are going to have to adjust to one another to avoid discordances, errors, and so on. Because Saturn represents skepticism. So it represents our tendency to sort of wait, slow down, stop even, observe, think, evaluate, and so on. So we may be at times quite worried about possible consequences of what is going on around us. It may not have to be something that we do, but something that we have to put up with around us. And it may drag us down, make us feel sorry for ourselves and perhaps sorry for the other person or people involved eventually, and so on. But there is Jupiter as well. And Jupiter, which is actually in Cancer, which is the moon's sign, is therefore under the influence of the moon much more. Because it is transiting the moon's residence. So it's like you have someone at your place and you're not there. Well, what happens, especially a person like Jupiter, enormous in many ways. So you may become worried about what could happen during the stay of this person at your place while you're not there. If you're there, you can manage more. But if you're not, you're worried. So there could be something like that. And I'm not saying it's because someone will be at your place and you won't be there, but try and, understand what I'm trying to say. It's a metaphor, it's an example, but it's also something that you could feel inside. It's not even that someone is at your place as such, but someone may be trying to influence you, by entering into your privacy or into your life in many ways, into your head as well, somehow, trying to convince you and so on. But the person is very positive, if it is a person, of course. That means that there will be an oscillation between very positive and, not saying negative, but skeptical, which could, be felt as negative, actually. But it's not, because Saturn is there to protect you, to avoid ultra enthusiasm that would lead you to make mistakes that you could regret, but also mistakes that could be costly. Because don't forget that Jupiter also represents what is official, legal even. So don't transcend any limit that may become then for you the feeling of being in no man's land. So you have to try and make sure that both influences, Saturn and Jupiter, cohabit, collaborate, instead of being like this is shown here on this chart, in sort of conflict with one another. And the moon is going to create that exaltation of the conflict. And that could also be, of course, witnessed according to what is happening in the world at the moment. Let's not forget that Aries, where Saturn, Neptune, and the Sun and Chiron are, is Mars' sign. And let's not forget that Mars is the god of war. So there could be excessive reactions on that day due to the fact that the emotions represented by the moon will be quite strong, and they are always stronger when there is a full moon, because it drags up all the liquid on our planet, which creates very high tides, for example, and which creates tides inside of ourselves. In the brain, our brain is swimming in about 80% of water. So there is that type of, tide situation up there. And when the tide is really high, we may feel a headache, we may feel very uncomfortable, we may have difficulty to think, to see properly, and so on. So yes, it could become a source of unwell being instead of the contrary. But the moon transiting in Libra calls for diplomacy, trying her best. The moon is a feminine type of object, so let's say her best to preserve or restore harmony, balance, and well-being. But it will be difficult. It will be difficult not only because there is this opposition between the sun and the moon, which once again creates that full moon situation, but because of what is in Aries, apart from the sun. Neptune, that's your imagination, your intuition, your inspiration. You could have a very interesting inspiration on that day, but the thing is that you have to make something out of it. It's like you dream, Dreaming is okay. We all are entitled to our dreams. But some of us sort of act in a rigorous, in a endurant manner, rationally, to realize that dream. So, what are you going to do? First, you have the feeling, you have the inspiration. Then Saturn is met by, if it is a progression of the moon, for example, or the transit of the moon around, when the moon arrives here in Aries, it's going to reach Neptune first, and then Saturn. So first is the inspiration, and then is the realization. First is the dream, then is what you do to make it happen, And of course there will be a new moon in Aries, but we have plenty of time to talk about that. So yeah, on that particular day, even though it happens on the axis between the first and the seventh sign of the zodiac. So it happens on the axis of human relationship, because the first sign, Aries, is linked to the first house, the ascendant, representing you. And the house that's opposite the ascendant, house 7, represents the other person in your life. It represents how your conception of what is relationship. We're all different. So there will be a lot about thinking and acting to preserve, restore, adapt, adjust, relationships, personal relationships, and your personal approach to important relationships. So Jupiter and Saturn are going to more or less be in conflict, because on one side Jupiter is very enthusiastic, very positive, but beware of that, because it could blind you from seeing what could go wrong. And Saturn is there to say, well, that is going to go wrong for sure, so don't do it. Just stay put, wait and see. But then waiting and see, when you have a very exciting opportunity to obtain something incredibly good and tempting, you may tend to forget about, the realities and the consequences and so on. So try not to have a short, distant vision of the future. That's very important. But because of this axis and because of the importance of the Aries in this chart, where there are 4 planets, or will be 4 planets when the full moon occurs, of course, Mars is going to have a very strong influence, and it could trigger the need to impose ourselves very strongly, but not necessarily in the right manner, neither for ourselves nor for the other person or other people involved. So we need to be very, very careful and aware of the fact that if we do not channel and control our emotions, we are going to make big mistakes that we may regret for a long time, perhaps for the rest of your life. So that's all I had to say today. And we see that Jupiter is in harmony with Mercury. So this is this line here. It helps, of course, make things better understood, better explained, and so on. But don't forget that Mercury and Vesta and the North Lunar Node form a discordance with the Black Moon, the dark zone, the doubt, and so on. And there is an inconjunct with Jupiter. So this one here is also making or trying to make things much more blurry than clear and direct. It's going to be a challenge for sure to navigate through these mixed energies. And if you succeed, you can be proud of yourself. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, that's it for today. So I'll thank you very much for being here once more. I remind you about my books. If you're interested, don't hesitate. They're all for sale on Amazon. And so I wish you all the very best. Take care of yourself and take care of others as well, especially of those you love. Bye for now.